This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Niamh Kavanagh.
And I'm Gearoid.
And you're listening to Agony Rants.
Welcome, listener, to the show where a comedian and a Eurovision winner solve your problems, heal your life, fix your world.
Wow. You've no idea the pressure that puts me under every time you say this.
I know. But look, you've done your part. You've won the Eurovision. That's all we need.
Oh, is
From
that
now
it?
on, yeah. That's all that's expected, Niamh. That's all you need to do. Surely.
Well, I've already done that 37 million years ago. So if that's the case, can I just lie back now?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's
it.
it. You've done the hard yards, Niamh. You've done everything we need.
Okay. Wow. Why did I bother the last 31 years?
Yeah, exactly. Look at you putting the effort in where it wasn't needed.
I know.
How are you?
I'm good. I was just recently doing that kind of old person thing where you go to the BBC Good Food Show or stroke Gardener's World situation. It was a little window into the future of my life where
Are you doing your patio?
No, I'm not doing anything. I just went because myself and my friend, we thought we were out and having a few drinks. We thought we'd go. And unfortunately, you can book a flight now in about 3 seconds.
Oh, you went to the UK?
We went to Birmingham. We flew to Birmingham on the Thursday morning and we arrived in, and now I have a bag in my fridge that how to grow oyster mushrooms, but I have to find a kilo of coffee beans first, and used coffee beans.
Use coffee beans
Yes.
to grow mushrooms in.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, so but we did all these kind of things.
That is a level
But
of boredom now that I just can't get on board with.
we dandered around this big displays, and there was a lot of alcohol to taste. You would have liked that now.
It was alcohol tasting,
There
and
was
was there nice
alcohol.
food?
Oh, there was food. You could eat everywhere. Most of it was sweet now, to be honest. By the end of it, I was in some sort of diabetic coma. And then we did tasting sessions. And then the next day we kind of went and people talked about kind of gardening stuff. And then you looked at, mobile homes that were worth £180,000. And you're like going,
Oh my God.
holy God. But anyway.
I'll tell you why they're selling €180,000 mobile homes at that exhibition is because it's a whole load of pissed up elderly people that have just got their pension.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, you get your lump sum.
Yeah. And want to
Before
get
you
away
know
from
it.
their kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wouldn't mind half of them. You can only live in them for 10 months of the year.
Is that the way they work?
Yeah, kind of. Not all of them, but most of them. You kind of just you buy the slot and then you pay $6,000 a year to live there or whatever it is. That's not including your electricity.
£6,000?
Well, that's only your service for cutting your grass. And then that's the site fee. And then you kind of, usually what you do is you go off to the continent then for the other 2 months, get a bit of sun. But the thing that gets me is like we wandered around there and luckily we were flying home, so I couldn't take half the things that she wanted to take home. She was mad for the bits of wood or the plants or whatever and the food. And so we literally kind of came home. But the thing I want to talk about, right, which was the best part, was that evening we were having our tea in the hotel, right, and we kind of wandered around the corner into some sort of random hotel, and there must have been some sort of convention or something, but we were having our tea, and the next thing behind us, this is this overheard conversation kind of thing. So we're chatting away. We've been chatting all day. It's fine. So we're kind of nearly maybe at the end of our stories. And the next thing we hear, and it ended up with, he was standing in the garden with a chainsaw. Right. So now we're invested.
Absolutely. Once we hear chainsaw, we're in.
We're in.
Whether it's a plant getting slaughtered or a spouse.
Unfortunately, we didn't quite find out the end of it. But I was kind of, how many times that happened to you when you're being somewhere?
I do love to overhear a conversation.
I do too.
I do. It's one of my favourite things in the world. I especially like I live by a Tesco's.
Right.
The conversations that I hear in that Tesco's are absolutely wild. My favourite conversation I've ever heard was by two old ladies. This was just after COVID. They were in their late 70s, early 80s. They hadn't seen each other in a long time. Mm-hmm. And they were chatting away about their lives, about, they were having a real catch up post-COVID. And then one of them picked up a bag of apricots, held them up and just went, "Bernie, apricots." And then Bernie said, with venom and viciousness, the C word.
No.
Yeah. And I never found out why. And I cannot tell you the nights I lie awake thinking, what have apricots done to Bernie? Exactly. You see, that's the thing. When you overhear a conversation, when you overhear a little tidbit.
Oh.
It's so exciting. And the things that people will talk about in public, it's just...
I love it.
It's very exciting. Do you know where the best conversations happen as well. A rough hairdressers. You don't need your Peter Marks.
No.
No. You don't need to go to
It's
these
local.
top styles. No, you go local. A room over a shop.
Oh.
Yeah.
They know stuff.
That smells of cigarettes.
They know stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you get your haircut. The sort of person, you know, like she stops the haircut halfway through because she wants to go out and have a fight with her boyfriend on the phone.
Oh, love that.
That's the place you go get your haircut. The conversations you will overhear. And also the dirt that they are willing to just unload on you is incredible.
It is amazing.
Incredible. And also what they'll tell you about other people, like they'll be like other people that have been in, like well-known people, and say, do you know him? Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. And you're like, I really, wow. There's not, you see, that's the thing. Do you know what it is? It's not even, it's indiscretion.
I know.
The human beings, we're obsessed with indiscretion, right? Because a few years ago, I got food poisoning, right? I got food poisoning from a brand of, you know, a place you go get, we all know what it is.
Okay.
You go get a roll. It was that shop.
Okay.
You know the shop where you get a roll?
With the rolling.
Yeah, it's not the underground,
No.
but it's something else. Yeah. So I went and then, but I got serious, proper food poisoning. And somebody said, you know, you should really ring the Department of Health. You know, and I was like, I'm not reporting anyone. But then they were like, well, you know, if somebody old gets that, or somebody pregnant, or somebody, you know,
die.
yeah, you should just.
And you're
I
responsible.
was like, okay, fine.
Did they try and make you responsible for that situation?
Well, yeah. So I was like, oh God, then I should, right? So I rang.
Right.
And this woman rang me. She was incredible, right? She was absolutely incredible. She was just like, now, Gearoid, I'm going to go and do an investigation, right? But obviously for the purposes of GDPR, I cannot tell you the results of my investigation. But I think we both know what I'm going to find. And I was like, wow. I think GDPR also includes speculating wildly. But I was absolutely here for it.
Was she the independent?
Yeah. She couldn't tell me what she was going to find, but she could absolutely spread wild rumours.
She could let your imagination run free.
Oh, she was amazing.
Did she unleash your creativity that day?
She just made me feel, I was just like, oh, this is somebody that knows how to work the system.
Yeah.
Like she's abiding by the law, but she's also still giving you the wild gossip.
Oh yeah,
which I appreciate. Last week I was in Paris, Niamh.
You were in Paris.
I was in Paris, right? I don't know. Have you ever been to Paris before?
I've been in Paris many times. I love Paris.
You do. I love Paris. Niamh loves Paris.
In the springtime. No, I know. Paris is lovely. I've been there and actually funny, I had a lovely experience. Obviously, I've been there in romantic situations, as in with boyfriends or husbands or whatever. And then, not at the same time, obviously. But,
Yeah.
you know, that
Very
kind of
busy
thing.
weekend, but we got through it.
You know, it was multitasking
A
at
lot
its highest
done, more
level.
to do.
Multitasking. But the funny part was we went to Paris with our two boys when they were I think they were 14 and 16, right? And myself and Paul. And it was the end of this kind of whole soiree of going to amazing places. After only bringing them to Donegal their whole lives, we brought them to Paris, we brought them to New York, Washington, Florida. We did the whole thing in 3 weeks. And
Wow.
We never again. Anyway, so we went to Paris and they loved, actually Paris was nearly their favourite place.
Wow.
They loved it so much. But it was a very different journey when I went with the kids than when I went on my own. You know,
Of course.
but I actually love Paris.
Because you're low-level furious left,
Yeah,
right and
but
centre when you go with your kids.
No.
The last time I came here, I enjoyed myself. Imagine what that would be like.
We had a lovely time. But it's funny because the first time I went to it was maybe 30 odd years ago before everything. And, you know, then you didn't have enough money. So you kind of walked the streets and you know, if you were lucky, you had a hot dog and a baguette in,
I know.
in the Place de la Concorde. It's slightly different the last time I went. But
We walked the streets.
did you?
I did about 15,000 steps a day, Niamh.
And?
Oh, that's an awful lot.
Is it?
You see, for me, Paris is roll out of bed, have shower, go sit in cafe.
Yeah. Watch the world.
Yeah, watch the world, eat pastries, pastry after pastry after pastry.
Yeah, you're a pastry man.
Oh, good God. We walked and walked and walked.
We earned those
I
pastries.
did. We earned those pastries. Jesus.
Tell me there was pastry as well.
There was. Yeah. Do you know what we did? And do you know what? We deserve everything we get for doing this. We went to a cat cafe.
Oh, I saw the post about that. Who in their right mind goes to a cat cafe?
It's a lovely idea. It is a lovely idea because you go in and you have like a cup of tea and a cake and it's all nice. And then there's all these like gorgeous little cats like wandering around.
Just
and
there.
they come up to you. They just come up to you.
Yeah.
Well, they're employed to come up to you.
Okay.
They didn't come near us.
Oh.
These cats were French cats. See, this is my
They
favourite.
knew.
Do you know what my favourite thing about the French people is? They don't care whether you live or die.
No, they don't.
They absolutely they
They
wave
are the cat
you,
people of the world.
Exactly.
You're right. You're
They
right.
wave you out of the way like the irrelevance that you are. That's what they do. It's like
They wave you.
like
out
at
of-
one point, my boyfriend, he kept trying to speak French to them, and I was like, "Oh, please, can this stop? Please, can this end?"
Yeah, but they like when
will
you make
this-
an effort.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They
You're
don't.
right.
At one point, she asked me if we were speaking Spanish. I was like, "Please stop this." It's upsetting for the French people. They shouldn't have to deal with it.
Oh my god.
It was like we went to the cat cafe, right? And you pay a tenner to get in,
Right.
and then you pay like €15 for like 2 little pastries and a cup of coffee. Like it's extortionate. But you think you're going to have a lovely time with these cats, and they don't even look at you.
Oh.
Like they literally there was one cat, right? One little bastard of an animal who every time I was trying to get in front of its face, like it just kept turning away from me. It just turn all the time. It was like my experience of like when I used to go to gay bars when I was younger. Like this, you're like, oh, wave, and they just keep turning away. That's what it was like.
Right?
That's what it was like.
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Go on.
Right. Before you left to go to Paris, did you tell Boots where you were going?
Oh, Niamh,
Because I know this about you.
this is the problem.
You share with him.
I do. We talk. Like when you leave a dog, right? You are aware that the dog will connect with other people because dogs are friendly.
Oh yeah, no, they need people.
But when you leave a cat, you know that the cat is just like, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here quietly until they come back. That's what happens. And you feel so guilty. I get so guilty. Like day 3 of a holiday, day 3, day 4, I'm in a dark place, cat-wise. That's why we went to the cat cafe. We need to go and see these horrible little bastards, so they remind you that cats are actually quite self-sufficient.
Yeah, babies will make you feel that way too. Toddlers, when you drop them off places, and they always make you look like
balconies.
You're crying. And then the
Yeah, they're
second
very
you're gone,
manipulative.
the second you're gone, they're like it. Let's get down and party,
I
Grandma.
know.
So the cat's doing exactly the same to you. Don't.
I
Let her
know.
Don't let her play that way with you.
You just feel so guilty.
I'm just sitting here thinking about how very wildly different our lives are. I was at the garden in Joe and you were in Paris.
I was in Paris having a great time. Yeah.
Aye.
I have to say now, it's a lovely city. It's a lovely city to hang around in. But here's the thing: it's a lovely city to hang around in, but you don't want to do anything. Like everything that you go to Paris to do, tourist-wise, kind of gets on your nerves after a while.
Yeah, but
Like we went to the Louvre, and there was a woman that was rude to us, so we didn't go in.
you showed her.
That'll teach the Louvre. That'll teach them.
Had you paid?
No.
Okay.
No, we haven't. Oh, do you know what she did? Now, this is a real piece of work.
Oh.
We showed up at the Louvre.
Okay.
And we said, are there tickets? And she's like, it's very full. And we were like, but can we buy tickets? She's like, you buy online. But today is sold out. Right? So we were like, oh, okay, fine. So we walked away and then we checked online and there were tickets. Because there's always tickets. It doesn't sell out. That's not the way the Louvre works.
I know. I was
But
gonna
she just
say.
didn't want us. So we were like, well, we will not go where we
we're
are not wanted.
Except cat cafes.
And then we were walking away going,
You didn't apply that rule in the cat
no,
cafe.
yeah, we really weren't wanted in the cat cafe. But then we were walking away going, oh, yeah, we really won that one.
What did you want to see
Nothing.
that you hadn't seen
Do you
before?
know what I didn't hear about? Do you know what I didn't know about the Mona Lisa, right?
What did you not know about
This
Mona?
now, this sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's not. Apparently, there are 12 Mona Lisa paintings,
Okay.
and they rotate them so they don't get
Faded.
faded. But you never like they do. The real Mona Lisa does go on display,
But you don't know.
so do all of the copies. So you don't know what one you're seeing.
And what official site did you take this from?
My friend Neil told me.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Neil, he knows you.
Well, then that's it.
I tell you why.
Do we need any other qualifier?
Neil knows the sort of stuff that you wouldn't be bothered looking up. You know when people are a bit dull. the sort of people that like to impress people with facts.
Have I met Neil?
Yeah. No, you probably haven't actually.
Okay.
You probably haven't. He's a very nice man.
I'm sure.
And like he's very nice and he's a very entertaining, funny sort of man. But you wouldn't realise that this is the sort of dull shit he spends his time looking up.
Okay.
But anyway, that's true.
I look forward to
12
meeting him.
Mona Lisas.
12 Mona Lisas.
Yeah, and they touch them up when they need to. So the Louvre is a complete waste of everyone's time.
Okay.
Well, there we are. That was travel with Gearoid and Niamh. Niamh, we have a follow-up.
We do.
We do.
Tell me
We have
about the
a
follow-up.
Okay. Whoa. Tough love. This is from Catherine.
Okay, I'll be honest with you, for the record, we've done a lot of tough love lately.
I do think somebody said that to me recently. It's like, God, you've been very harsh.
We're brutal.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? People need it. They need to be told.
I know.
This is from Catherine, and you might remember Catherine a little while ago. She was the woman who was finishing yet another postgrad, and she was considering doing further study, but she's literally been studying for years and years and years.
Yeah, basically 11 years part-time course.
Was it 11 years?
11 years of part-time course. During that period of time, she had her child. Her husband took up the slack, and she's got her good job now. And she's saying, and then she was thinking,
I might do something
next?
else. Yeah. So
and we said, wind your neck in.
Yeah. So Catherine got back to us and she said, wow, tough love. I don't think I took a breath while I listened to your advice. As I heard my letter being read out, I did feel quite selfish, even before you more or less said I was. Eek.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I feel
but we
you
love
were
you, Catherine.
mostly right. Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly right. I spoke to my husband and he said more or less everything you said. Uh-oh.
Was he listening as well?
I had no idea he was feeling that way.
Oh.
He did feel a bit abandoned and didn't understand why I needed to remain so distracted from our lives. That wasn't what I meant at all. We both agreed to take some time to work on us, and honestly, I didn't think we needed to before I wrote to you. Well, but thank you for the very tough love. Very is in brackets with an exclamation mark, so I do think we kind of maybe touched a nerve. So apologies if we were too harsh. But thank you for the very tough love, because I feel like you have saved my marriage! Exclamation mark.
Wow.
Wow. Still love the show, even after being on the receiving end of Gearoid's cop on. Yeah, did I say that? I did. I must have.
Very likely.
Yeah. Thanks for all of the laughs. You're the best, Catherine.
Do you think she's a subscriber?
I'd say she might have been.
She might have been.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine.
I'd say she's probably wondering now if she needs to be re-triggered.
I would like to say, for the record, for everybody who writes in, some days you'll get us on one of those days.
Yeah, sometimes Niamh's been stuck in traffic, or we've been in the cafe downstairs and they've run out of our favourite brownie. Do you know, like sometimes everyone has an off day.
We're just like that, but
Yeah,
clearly it worked.
We're human. Is basically what I'm saying.
We're human, but at the same time, Catherine, this looks like it worked out well for you.
Yeah, and like good luck with the not studying for a while.
I feel bad now.
No, sometimes you do need someone. Like, here's the thing: you can have the softly approach with a therapist.
Yeah.
For years and years and years to arrive at a point. Or you can have someone screaming in your face. The end result is the same.
You could write into somebody who you feel would be more supportive of your situation. And actually, if I remember rightly with Catherine, I encouraged her to find her challenges elsewhere rather than that took her away from the family.
I'd say her challenges were getting to the end of the episode, to be honest. Niamh. Glamour hammer's over.
I know.
Your road rage has begun.
Long live Glamour Hammer.
It was a terrible decision I made, but anyway.
What, road rage?
Then I'm going back on tour.
I love it.
Didn't even have time for a hair transplant, but anyway, look, we are where we are.
Where are we getting that done?
Everywhere, Niamh. Everywhere. Top to toe. I want to look like a Yeti. I will be on tour. The tour has just gone on sale. Vicar Street on the 25th of April, and I will be all around the country, and you can buy tickets at gearoidparty.com or through the link in my Instagram bio. We are pausing for a moment to remind you that Agony Rants is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network. If you would like to support the show, you can do so for as little as €5 a month. €5 a month. What would that get you, Niamh?
Well, cup of tea.
Cup of tea. That's all it would get you.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea in a very fancy place. For that €5 a month, you will get access to our bonus content, which is the Vintage Rants show. You will get access to all of the bonus content for all of the shows on the Head Stuff Podcast Network, including the show that we are cross-promoting, which is this one. Okay, we've got two problems. This one's quite a serious one.
It is, and we sometimes debate, how serious we should get in a problem, in the sense of housing. But if somebody takes the time to write into us, we do try. to
we
cover
do.
it.
We delve in, and just to let you know that we had the show planned for today, and this one came in this morning
from the Gmail.
So if you come in through the Gmail,
you get priority.
You get bumped. We bump you up to the top of the show. So we did bump one problem. Let's hope that doesn't result in anything disastrous.
Okay.
This is called Stuck in a Rut. It's the subject. Hey guys, I have deliberated on sending this in for a long time, but need your no-nonsense approach and opinion on this dire situation. I'm with my partner for 5 years plus, and we have a little boy. He's now 1. I just have no idea how to move forward or if I want to. We have bought a house together not long ago and we are engaged, but with no view on if or when we will marry. We have always argued and had a tumultuous relationship over the years, and I am really worried how this will affect our little boy once he starts to understand better. While there are many issues, a big one for us is the respect seems to have gone by the wayside, as well as any romance or sex life. We are in separate bedrooms a lot of the time. One huge issue I have and can't let go of is his porn use. I have for years, when I used to snoop on his phone, seen multitudes of images of women download after download. I don't know if he still does this, as I haven't looked in a long time. I'm not a prude by any means. We have watched porn together in the past, but what really bothers me was about 6 months ago while I was minding the baby, I noticed he was on the laptop and asked him what he was doing. I went to have a look and he immediately got cagey. When I insisted he show me, he closed the laptop and refused. I got really upset, imagining all sorts. A few minutes later, he was back on the laptop and I just knew what he was doing. When I came out to talk to him and ask once again, he told me he had deleted the browser history. This all seemed so dramatic. I imagined the worst. Was he cheating? Was it some hideous porn fetish? I asked him to leave, so he went home for a week to stay with his mum and the baby, and I spent the week alone. He seemed upset and we chatted a few days later. I asked that if we were to get back on good terms, that he try to recover his search history and he show me what it was that he had been looking at. He insisted that it was just porn and that he was embarrassed, and he said after multiple attempts the web pages were unrecoverable. I did see him try to recover them. He agreed that if we were to move forward, that we would go to couples counselling and work things out. This was non-negotiable for me if we were to buy the house. He admitted that he has a problem with porn and was tearing up, etc. Although he did say he told his mum and sister the reason why he had left home for a week, and they said I was being dramatic.
I bet he did.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get to the end of this before where I'm going with this, right? So.
It is now 6 months later, and he has been to one counselling session alone, and we have not gone together. I get 6 free sessions through my workplace, and he can also avail of this as he is family. So basically, he can book in for free and get us both counselling. As I have used mine up, he has to book these. With moving house and christening of the baby, first birthday and so many expenses, he keeps saying he hasn't had the money to book in initially, and then when I told him it was free through my workplace, he didn't have time to call, or his phone wouldn't let him call that particular 1-800 number. In his defence, I will say I have had that issue in the past that you can't call it from a mobile.
Yeah.
But anyway, not the point.
Okay.
I have pleaded and cried, argued and spoke calmly to him. I even moved to the spare room for a week or 2. This had no effect, and he seemed to enjoy the space and said I was pushing him away. He keeps telling me he will get to it, and there's been a lot going on. I am now just resigned to the fact that we are co-parents and there isn't even so much as a kiss on the cheek or a hug most days. Am I being naive, or do I deserve better than this? I think you know the answer to that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to meet anyone else, and I don't even know if I still love him, but I honestly don't know what to do any longer but live in this limbo. I've explained to him so many times that hiding these things have really broken the trust for me, and while he eventually understands, he does nothing about it. He mentioned also that I am just dragging him there, and that the counsellor and I will just point the finger at him as the one to blame. For background, we have attended counselling in the past, as I found real-life camera images on his phone of other random women's bums that he took on a night out, and also just in the daytime without their knowledge. Wow. Bizarre and invasive. We tried to move on from this and he swore he would never do it again. I believed him. While I don't know if he would cheat, this seeming addiction to looking at pics of other women has hurt me. Moving home is not an option, nor renting, as I now have a mortgage. Please impart your tough love, guys. Call me Sarah. Love the pod.
Wow.
That's horrible.
There's a lot to unpack here, Sarah. Like,
It's
yeah, so
horrible.
much. First of all, we're going to address a couple of things that I wanted to talk about at the top. First thing is, what he said to his parents, his mother and sister, has nothing to do with anything. He went there, stayed for a week, had to explain it. I guarantee you he did not go into debt.
If I... First, let's just talk about that for a second.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
If I have an argument with my partner, if I happen to mention it to my mother that we're having an argument, she will literally go, what did you do? You go home, you apologise to him. So that is the way mothers work.
Well,
right?
Certainly when there's a child involved.
Exactly. And I will tell you 100%, what he did not do was he did not go home to his mother and say,
I have a
she
porn
was annoyed
addiction.
because I was looking at porn and I'm addicted to looking at porn.
Yeah.
He did not say that at all.
No. If
He
he's not
probably
telling a
went home and he
counsellor, he's
said-
not telling his mother.
He probably went home and said something like, oh, she thought I was looking at another woman.
No. He probably went home and said, sure, she's just had the baby. Her hormones are up to the left. It's all quite difficult. She just needs a break. And that's exactly what he said.
That's what he said.
Because
I don't believe it for 1 second.
every single person immediately says you overreact after you have children, which is not true. Now, hormonally, we are up to the left. There's nothing. And that can go on for 12 months, longer even sometimes. Your body has to readjust hormonally to the fact that you've had a child. And clearly, you haven't had the nicest experience in the last year with your husband. No sense of affection, no sense of whatever. It's very difficult. It puts you in a very bad place. And the difficulty with that now is that you'll spend a whole time, Sarah, thinking about, does he love me, does he not? Am I attractive anymore? Am I this, am I that?
Yeah.
And the disrespect of anybody to look. Now, I'm not an anti-porn. Right? It's not even that. It's not. I'm not prudish. I'm not.
No.
It's nothing to do with that at all. But the argument is, there's somebody who's saying to you, "Are you finding me attractive?" They're not. They're not looking at that in order to enhance how they're feeling about you. They're not. There's just no sense of connection there. And the difficulty is the disrespect for you is huge here. Now, the problem is that you actually need to figure out how you feel. And I think this is really, really, really important to me. This is not about him now.
Yeah, she's spending a lot of time thinking of trying to fix him.
You're not going to fix him.
No, you're not. And what you need to do is you need to look at how this is affecting you and how it's affecting and how it will affect your son. And what you need to do is you need to sort out how you feel about it.
Yeah, and you need to get strong for you.
Yeah.
Strong for you. And then you decide what you want. And if he doesn't want to get on board with that, then you say, okay, fair enough. And I appreciate the difficulty nowadays, because you can't, once you're in a mortgage, and it's really difficult to rent and it's really difficult to think. But he clearly has a mother's house he can go to.
Yeah.
And this time you send him without the child.
And you will find as well that, like, if you've used up your 6 sessions of counselling with it's probably like the employee assistance program or something like that we, like, I remember having that when I was working in an insurance company. You got a certain amount of counselling for free, like these sessions. But from what I remember now, and it could be the same with your one, is you can use those sessions up, but you also can ring them whenever you want.
Yeah.
And that's free. And what I would say is that the situation that you are in, there probably is some sort of program or some sort of like Alcoholics Anonymous, isn't there Al-Anon, which is for the relatives. There's bound to be groups or support that you can get support from. And I know that you're thinking like, oh, that all sounds very extreme, but like this situation is extreme. And
extreme.
It's a situation that you need to talk to professionals. I know, Niamh, there's nothing we couldn't solve.
Well, appreciate.
There's nothing we couldn't solve.
I appreciate you came to the source first.
However, you've come to the oracles, you've come to the gods. However, we are referring this on because you do need proper professional help.
Yeah. And I will say this, he is not allowed to normalise his porn addiction, right?
Yeah.
That you have to accept that because, I have a porn addiction, so you have to accept that it's okay that I do this.
No.
That's not normalising it. It's absolutely not you being dramatic. And here's the thing.
The problem is the denial of affection.
That is really important.
That's the problem. Like,
creating intimacy with someone
I know.
is
It's just
such an important thing. And I will say this also, which is really important to hear this. It can be difficult after you've had a baby, right?
Yeah.
Through all couples, and it takes a little journey, to kind of end up with the other side. I mean, it always amazes me when I hear of people who are pregnant coming out of the fucking hospital. I'm going, would you what? But intimacy is a thing that you have to, and it's not. I'm not even just talking about sex. I'm talking about intimacy, which is
like
a very
cuddles.
different thing. And you're definitely craving it. I totally understand that, Sarah. So. Honestly, I would love you to go and find somebody to talk to, somebody professional who understands and can guide you through this situation. To stop trying to fix him.
Yeah, so this is about you now. And that's not to say, that's not to say we're giving up on him. That's not to say we're giving up on the situation. But, you cannot feel
help.
shit about a situation and then put all your effort into trying to fix somebody else. If you're still feeling shit in it, you need to feel
You need to get strong for you, and then you can help beyond yourself.
Absolutely.
And not even that. That's up to him. And if he loves you, which he may do. The thing, we don't know this. We're not sitting here saying he's a write-off, get rid of him. Although we're fond of that occasionally.
I mean, I have to say, though, I would break his face.
Yeah.
I absolutely would.
Yeah.
And because you make a point here, which really annoys me, where you say that you're kind of questioning what it is you deserve. And you deserve the best.
Way better.
You know that you deserve better than this. And you know that you're in a situation. The subject of this email is you're stuck in a rut. And that's exactly what's going on. But the thing about a rut is there's one way in and it's the same way out.
Yeah, but I think what happens is they say, we've got the mortgage now, we've got this, that, there's nothing that can change. We have a baby.
No, everything can change.
This unending engagement is rubbish. Just don't even think about any of that. None of that is important in this moment. In this moment, it is about you saying, I deserve my life. I deserve to be good. I deserve to be healthy, happy and loved. And that's it. And whatever it takes for you to get there, then get there. Everything else is just stuff.
And it's all what's required in all of this is strength.
Yeah.
And the way to do that is to go build it up with a counsellor so that you can say to him, you need to do something about this, and you need to do something about it. You need to start working on this because now it's unacceptable. And if you are really not going to do something about this, then you need to take some harsh steps. You need people in your corner, so friends.
Yeah.
And there is that thing of you don't want to turn your friends against your partner because then when things are better, it's, forget about all of that. You all of this stuff, you need to, with something like this, you need to stop looking at, now this is just my opinion, because this could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
You need to stop looking into the future.
Yeah,
you need to look and go, what do I need now? What do I need today? I need to feel stronger. I need to talk to people. I need to not be hiding anything. I need to feel stronger. I need to feel like I'm on a road to this getting better. So I need to book counselling sessions. And look, if they cost money, they cost money. And I know it's difficult, but you need to say to your partner, this is what we're doing. Off the top of our monthly income, I'm going to counselling. You're not going to do it, so I'm going to do it for myself. And
if you
we
want
need to get
to
the
be
money
on
from
board,
somewhere else.
Fine.
Yeah.
But the reality is, stop trying to make this a group situation because you need it. So you go do what you need. And if he's not going to come on board, that's up to him. I suspect, if he loves you and cares for you, eventually he may come on board, but that doesn't really matter. You can't think about that now. You're right. Do the job in front.
I heard this great thing on the radio.
Really?
There was this woman, it was about manifestation.
Oh, okay.
Now when I hear that.
Yeah, I know, sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I try to be very supportive.
Yeah, but no, it's not for me. I'm not going to draw a picture of the things I want, right? But she said a great...
No mood
she
boards
said
for
this.
you.
No, I'm not doing a mood board. Nobody's joining Pinterest. She said this great thing, and I thought, you know what, actually...
I could get on board.
That thing that she said is worth the 5 minutes of shit I've just listened to.
Well, what was the thing?
She said... Vague goals produce vague results.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I thought, you know what? That's really good. So what you need to do is you need to make it very clear what you want. You need to start on the road to getting there. And what you will be surprised at is if you are really clear about what you want, he'll get on board because he is not going to want to get left behind. Because what's happening here is, right, and this is not me having a go, but I think, and I do this in my own life. Sometimes when you're in a situation that's a bit shit, you get used to giving that person permission.
Yeah. A Bible.
Yeah, to kind of treat you like like shit.
Yeah.
And I don't mean in relationships, but I mean even in business relationships. You know, like you like,
yeah, it's the dynamic that you go for. What ends up is you're not sitting there going...
A dynamic is set and you just stay in it.
And instead of going... And the minute you go, actually...
Yeah.
But I will go a little step further here because I totally agree with you, right? The problem is I think Sarah doesn't even know what it is exactly she wants.
I know, because you see, there is a part of her that is, you see, with the type of thing that this is, right? There's a part of her that's going, this is very serious. And then there's another part of her going, but am I just being a prude?
Yeah, because people will try and make you feel that way. But you're not, actually.
You're not being a prude.
You know, everybody, apparently you're supposed to be all fabulous about letting your partner look at other people's bodies and think that that's okay.
Now, I don't mind at all.
No.
Absolutely. It's just once I don't have to do anything. You know me approach. But like this lad has taken photographs of people's arses.
Well, that's illegal.
He's
anyway,
going to get into trouble.
That's a whole other thing. But no, but what I'm saying is, Sarah, I think now stop focusing on what you want from him just currently. I think focus on yourself, get yourself strong, figure out what it is you want, and then you'll be able to be clearer in what you need from him.
Exactly.
And then you have to leave it up to him. And the sad thing about that is you don't get to choose whether he decides to come on board with that or not, but you get to choose how you respond to it.
Yeah.
And that's really important. But
pickaxe through the back.
Without a doubt, well supported. If you want a wheelie bin through the door, just let us know. But know that she might not want that through the door.
No. Look, no, we don't. Right. No, don't murder. No murders.
No,
but,
do no harm.
But what I will
say
in all of this, don't take any shit. And I promise you though,
best thing you'll ever do is go get counselling.
Yeah. And also, as soon as you shift your dynamic.
Yeah.
As soon as you start to, he'll just see this. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like that thing where, you know, like if you have a row that goes on a little bit long.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had maybe one or two of them my whole life. Where, you know, it just goes on a little bit. And I don't mean in relationship, but you know, with a friend or something
just
where it just rolls on. And then what happens is your dynamic is the same every time you meet and you're kind of arguing about the row you had, and then you try and patch it up and it doesn't work. And then all of a sudden one of you
just goes, that's enough of that.
Yeah. And that's when it'll get resolved.
No, it is.
It's when one of you like shifts out of the like, you know what, I'm moving on from this and you can either be with me or not with me. And that's when the row gets resolved. But the problem is you, like you say, you're stuck in a rush. You're both doing the same things, repeating. And you need to shift out of that and you'll drag him along with you. Mm-hmm. And that's not a bad thing.
You see, some of the things she says in this, it makes me think that she has to be all or nothing. She either has to decide to leave or to go. It's not about that. The one big question you're asking is, do I deserve better than this? Yes, you do.
You do.
Yes, you do. 100,000,000%. So if that's the answer you need to make you take the next step, to make you understand that you deserve it, then that's our answer.
Yeah. Sarah, I know this has been unprofessional. Well, I think we are.
We're not
professionals.
We're not professionals. We're always very clear about that.
It's out of our wheelhouse. But we can just give you the thoughts off the top of our heads. But I do like.
I strongly urge you to get some counselling. Go speak to someone. Go to your doctor. Whatever it is. Whatever it is you need. And I'm not talking about to go to get medication. You need to go to someone, and there are definitely places that you can find that.
But also get medication.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm not talking about that kind of medication.
Go in and just say, listen.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel anything until Christmas. Nothing.
Yeah. But honestly,
I just want to feel happy.
The other thing,
till Christmas.
Just getting back to your work situation. I mean, if you were to go off sick, I'm sure your work would do anything to get you back in. So maybe there's a way that they can look at extending counselling for you or something if you need it. But seriously, just you get strong for you. You deserve better than anything. If you're feeling it off, go and see someone about it. Do whatever. But this is not to excuse anything that your husband is or your partner's doing. Don't make any big decisions.
Niamh was going to say that prick, but she stopped herself.
But I will say one other thing, right? Don't make any major decisions just yet.
No,
in
it's
other
not
words,
major decisions.
If he come in tomorrow and said, tomorrow let's go to the thing and get married, do not do that yet.
No.
Right? don't leave. Don't say you have to go. Don't do any of that. Just go and speak to someone. Take a breath.
Start to get your head together.
Get your head together. But start with the premise that just because he says it's okay that he looks at this stuff because he has an addiction, or because, or that he thinks his parent, his sister and his mum, whether they do or not, doesn't make any difference, think that you're being overdramatic, doesn't make it true. So that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah, but also the other side of this as well is you can watch all the porn you want if it's not harming your relationship.
Yes, I agree.
But if it's harming your relationship,
Don't be doing it.
Denial of affection that's one of the worst things that can happen in a relationship.
It is. It kills it.
Yeah, it's done. Well, I mean, what it's saying is, and it may not be the case, but it's saying that this area of our life is done, and that's horrible. It's a horrible thing to be on the receiving end of.
I know.
Yeah, I would say that there is ways around the counselling thing, and I think I would really urge you to try and sort it out.
I doubt you're the only woman or partner who's ever really gone through this.
You're probably listening to this going, look,
yeah,
I have a young child. I'm up to my eyes. The last thing I need now is to be doing something else. But I tell you, part of the reason you feel like that is because you sit down exhausted, is because you are so mentally drained from dealing with all of this crap all of the time. So it'll be a little bit of, it's a half an hour of effort to look something up, make a phone call, make an appointment. And I guarantee you,
you're doing
once you've done the first appointment or gone to the first session or whatever it is, you're on the upswing.
Oh, without a doubt.
You've gone as low as you're going to go,
yes.
and then it can only get better from there. And
so stop at him. Get on with yourself. That's
exactly.
And eventually he may follow, but either way, that's not up to you. This is now about you finding your space. We definitely want to hear how you get on. Sarah.
Yeah, and
we're sending you nothing but love.
Keep us posted and loads of love. Yeah. And now we're going to have another problem from an absolute tramp, which we're better. We're much better to do.
So keep listening. Keep listening, Sarah, because you think you have problems.
Yeah, well, you hear from this slut. Do you want to read this one?
Oh, did I? Yes, I really do. Dear Niamh and Gearoid, help! So I am in a pickle, and I really hope that you can help.
Help.
Okay, help maybe. Help. Okay. Love the pod, etc., etc., etc. But let's get to it. Okay.
This man's in a dark place. Go on.
Yeah, okay. So, my sister's husband is gay. Okay, we're in.
Okay.
Right? I know this for certain. Do I need to draw you a picture? Part of us is wanting it, but not really. It depends on how good your skills are.
He said... I think what's important to say is that he said, I know this.
Okay. ... Okay, so...
For certain.
Okay.
Full stop. Do I need to draw you a picture?
But I have a funny feeling he's going to describe it.
Yes.
Okay. So I was babysitting for him and my sister as they have two little monsters. My sister was out with her friends for Mother's Night, monthly night out. It's like a stag night, only more violent. I feel like I'll be friends with this person. They essentially binge drink and make a nuisance of themselves. Anyway, I put our two little brats, my niece and nephew, to bed and was watching Baby Reindeer on TV. I was 3 episodes in when my brother-in-law, let's call him Ralph, came home from training. He saw what I was watching and we go into a big long discussion about it. He asked if I wanted a beer and we ended up getting a bit pissed. I'm an out and proud gay, and we began to talk about that. He mentioned that he used to dabble, in inverted commas, which I was very surprised at. We talked about it a bit more before long. He was having another dabble. We dabbled and dabbled some more, and he has even suggested we meet up and dabble again. What the hell am I going to do? How did I end up in this situation? Well, I can give you 5 million reasons.
You shagged your brother-in-law.
You drank the beer. You said, come on then. My sister would be devastated. She wasn't immediately on board with me coming out and has had a few clunky things in the past.
You know what?
I'm very stressed.
I don't think you get to bring that up anymore. No. You've had your say. You rode her husband.
I'm very stressed about the whole thing. I'm stressed thinking about it. And to make matters worse, he doesn't seem to be stressed at all.
I'm sure he's very relaxed.
Niamh, please can you give me safe, solid advice that will make this go away? Gearoid, please can you not write a whole show about this? And if you do, please only do it in Timbuktu. Yours, a demented Colin, in inverted commas. Oh, Colin.
Colin. Like, how pissed do you have to be? Like, I get the impulse. I get impulses, right? I understand how they, involuntary impulses. We've all had them, right?
Involuntary?
Just where just you go, oh no, what am I doing? Hold on.
Yeah.
But at what point do you go, no, it's grand. No, we'll just continue on. We'll dabble again.
Well, maybe if you'd
Would
drawn
you
the
be up for
picture,
another
we
dabble?
kind of
We've
have
had a
a
good
better
dabble.
idea.
Well, do you know what's I think Colin has also written this to brag, because like he was
it
just,
is a brag.
He was just in from training, was he?
Hello.
This little muscle man.
Came in.
Oh, Colin. Look. I always say honesty is the best policy, but not in this situation.
No.
You deny this to your grave. That this happened. I don't care if Colin leaves your sister in 2 weeks' time and then comes out. You never admit. Did
That
you
you're
think
the
he was
reason.
gay, Colin? Absolutely not. I
My
never had an
dar
inkling.
was off. My dar was off.
You never admit this, ever, ever, ever. And I just think you make sure that it never happened again.
Oh.
Happens again. Never. Like it can't.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Mammy says, right, my good solid advice is put the boy down, right? End the conversation. You are never, ever, ever to go there again.
You're never to be alone with that man again.
Do not be alone. Do not create any circumstance. Do not give him, under any circumstance, that you are in any way ever going to entertain it again. And what you say to him, and I mean this 100%, is this is never happening again. We are never doing it. We will never speak of it again. You will never speak of it. Even whatever you decide to do beyond this is up to you. But me and you never happened. You will never do it, and I will deny it till I die, and you will be left looking like an idiot. And believe me, I will hear if you do this outside of my sister's relationship. Right, so don't do it.
Okay, yeah,
on the sly.
Exactly.
Give
you
him,
say to him, Colin, I know every slut in this town.
You go Godfather on his ass, right? Although he might like that.
He probably did. He probably already has.
But what I'm saying to you is, be very, very clear. If you want, I know you're only joking here, Colin, but I promise you, there is
This
no
will
good
not
coming out of
end
this,
well.
no matter way. No dabbling, no nothing. How did you end up in this situation? Because you let it happen.
Yes.
End of conversation. You don't have to let that happen ever again.
Avoid him like the plague.
Like the plague.
Absolutely. You do not hug him. You do not. You just, and I don't care, even if your mother says something like, is everything all right? Yourself and Ralph are a little bit off. Yeah, we're a little bit off. Civil to each other in family situations, but you do not pursue any sort of personal relationship or friendship with this man.
Never alone.
Arm's length. Never alone.
Never alone.
Never discuss it again.
Limit.
Yeah.
Until you're past a point. There might be a point, but you are very vulnerable at the moment, the two of you, whatever that went on there. I guarantee you, this is no one.
And you never have a drink around him.
Never.
Not even at a family event.
Not even. No.
From now on, you're designated driver.
That's you. Look what you've done to yourself, Colin. Don't ever babysit again. No.
Don't.
Don't, for God's sake. Or better yet, don't babysit alone.
Yeah.
Although, bringing another man into that situation... Colin might think...
Wow.
His
There's a way to
mother-in-law
make
might
it much
think
worse.
all his birthdays come together.
Like, it's just, like, I do think the babysitting thing may have to stop.
No. And I know that's a bit inconvenient for your sister maybe, but no.
You just have to, like, throw chip fat over one of the kids or something.
No, do you know what? You had a little bold moment, which is wrong, right? But
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's just wrong, okay?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how far it went or anything. It doesn't really matter at this point. The most important thing you do is you say, we're done now.
We're done. Yeah.
We're done. And you can't entertain beyond that. Even if they were to split up and, and he was to come out, you can't go there.
Oh, no. And you
So there's
you don't even admit it ever happened.
There's no fairy tale in the sky here for this in any given moment.
And even let's just do a little bit of,
Role play.
Role play projecting to the future.
Yeah.
They split up. They have a horrible breakup. In a row, your brother-in-law says, well, I shagged your brother.
Yeah.
You deny it to the end.
Oh, yeah.
You never admit it.
No, and here's the word you say. He's only saying that to hurt you.
And if he happens to know about a birthmark or something and your sister says, do you have a birthmark? You go into the ensuite with a Stanley knife and you cut it off. Deny.
Deny.
This is CIA level
the death.
of secrecy here.
To the death.
To the death.
To the death.
Listen, I think we've helped.
Oh, have we?
Absolutely not. Neither of these people. We're out of our depth on both of these needs. We're very much out of our depth.
There are days when we wonder why we started this situation.
Oh, how did we get ourselves into this? Anyway, we are where we are. We'll move on. Thank you so much for listening. It's been wonderful to talk to you as always. We will chat to you next week. There will be a new episode on the free feed next Monday. There will be a vintage rants either last week or next week. I think it's probably last week. So it'll be 2 weeks' time. Mm-hmm. And if you would like to become a member of Head Stuff Plus, we would adore it. Mm-hmm. If you enjoyed this episode, we
thank you for your patience.
If we made a good attempt, please do leave us a 5-star review, because that helps other people find us, it helps the show grow, and it keeps Goebbels off our back.
Yeah, I know.
And we will chat to you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.